Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is India, and I work for Teach a Man to Fish. We've also got here today my colleague Paula. She'll be supporting me as a co-host. So for those of you that don't know, Teach a Man to Fish is an educational charity based in the United Kingdom, whose mission is to empower young people with the skills that they need to succeed in school, work, and life. And I know that some of you may not be familiar with the work that we do, so I wanted to start by playing you a video to introduce you to our flagship program, the School Enterprise Challenge. So let's take a look at that to start with.
Jerom's story is pretty typical. He comes from a shanty town, Nakawunda, on the outskirts of Kampala. Poverty is the norm. It's a daily struggle to make ends meet. Good jobs are few, and few have the skills for the jobs that do exist. Even for kids lucky enough to go to school, it's very hard for them to break out of this with purely an academic education. Teach a Man to Fish is an educational charity working in developing countries to give children a chance to acquire the skills needed to succeed in work and life. So although we're based in London, we work with schools in 110 countries, working both directly and through partners who are able to provide more on-the-ground support. Our flagship program is the School Enterprise Challenge. It guides school teams through the process of researching, planning and setting up a real school business, selling real products to real customers and earning real income.
One of the main benefits will be the development of 21st century skills, or what we call soft skills, and that will include teamwork, communication, leadership and business skills. The impact we have, I guess, even in terms of developing skills, equipping the students and the teachers as well. We usually say this is a learning experience for the teachers as well. Not necessarily a teacher will know how to set up a business or know about businesses in general. So I guess it's in terms of skills gain, how they can actually put them in practice. It's not about theory, it's about going and doing and actually learning while doing it.
Alongside the skills being learned, there's also the dimension that the school generates income. That income both sustains the business so that students can take part year after year, but also plays an important role in generating funds that the school can use to support the most disadvantaged students, to buy additional resources, or to support their educational priorities.
Some of the businesses set up by the school will range from a pottery business in India, handicrafts, fish farming in Uganda, vegetable farming, healthy snacks in Mexico, a tuck shop in Ecuador.
I'm Monica Sharon, the super.
Okay, we will leave it there. So as you saw in the video, our program, the School Enterprise Challenge, gives young people the chance to become entrepreneurs whilst they're still at school. So participants in the program get to plan, set up and run a real business. And in the process, they learn about how to plan and set up a business, of course, but they also develop a really wide range of key life skills such as problem solving, communication, leadership, and teamwork. And today you will get the opportunity to hear firsthand from two really inspiring teachers who have led their students through the program. But before we do that though, it would be great if you could very quickly introduce yourselves in the chat box. Please let us know your name, which country you're from. And for those of you who have already introduced yourselves, I'll ask you a different question. I'd like to know, what are you hoping to get out of today's session? What inspired you to join this Q&A webinar? What are you hoping to get out of today's session? Please do take a moment to share your answer in the chat and we can see if we can try to tailor it to you today. In the meantime, let me have a quick look back through the chat. We've got Rashani from Sri Lanka, Ria joining us from India, Priscilla, Madhula, Lakshmi, Sunita, very warm welcome to you all. Pratibha says they're hoping to get professional development out of today's webinar. And Vrinda says to learn from the success stories and try to implement them. Brilliant. Well, we've certainly got two very nice stories of success to share with you today. Great. Okay, so while the rest of you are having a think about what you'd like to get out of today's session, I'll begin by telling you the format, how it's going to work and what to expect. So the duration of the webinar will be up to 1.5 hours. And we have two very exciting guest speakers for you today. They are both teachers who have lots of amazing experience of guiding their students through the School Enterprise Challenge program, supporting them to come up with a brilliant business idea, then to turn it into a business plan before actually launching and running their school business. So what's going to happen is we will hear from each guest speaker in turn. I'll start by asking the speaker a few of my own questions about their experience. And while the speaker is sharing their story, I encourage all of you in the audience to join in the discussion by sharing your comments and any questions that you may have for the speakers in the chat box. This is, after all, a question and answer webinar, so it's a really golden opportunity to get your questions answered by some expert teacher facilitators. And my colleague Paula will then select a few of your questions from the audience to share with the guest speaker. She may invite you to turn on your camera and your microphone and share your question with the speakers live. And we'll then repeat the same format for the second speaker. For now, though, please stay on mute. That's because there's quite a lot of us in today's session, so we can't all be speaking at the same time. But as I mentioned, we really want to make this an interactive experience. So as we go through today's session, please do get involved in the chat, share your comments and your questions there. As always, at the end of today's session, I will share with you a link to a survey. And when you complete the survey after the webinar, you will be able to download your certificate of attendance. I'll also share with you the slides from this presentation by email. So that is all of the housekeeping out of the way. So without further delay, I'd like to welcome our first speaker, who is Divya Sharma from ML Khana Dav Public School in India.
Okay, so I am Divya Sharma from ML Khana DAV Public School, Dwarka, New Delhi, India. And I have been teaching from last 18 years. And right now I am dealing with the students from the age group 12 to 15 years. And we have been participating in School Enterprise Challenge since 2016. Actually, it was in 2016 that our principal ma'am is Monica Mahan. She suggested us to, participate in this program, as she is working. She is consistently working towards sustainability, and she wanted students to develop skills that will help them in future. And she found this program very interesting, and she asked us to participate. At that time we were quite apprehensive. We thought we were like apprehensive about whether we will be able to manage between academics and other curricular and co-curricular activities. But let me tell everyone who are present right now, this wonderful program is now a part of our curriculum, and it has blended so well with the timetable that we are right now cannot imagine our timetable without School Enterprise Challenge.
Amazing. That's quite a testament to the program, the journey that you've been through over the last 5 years, being a bit apprehensive at the beginning until now, when you've managed to integrate it in so many different subjects, which is something that I think I'll ask you a bit more about later. But before that, if we just go back to the beginning, so we can tell the audience a bit more about what it is that your school business does. So if you could tell us, what is your business? How did you decide on the idea? And how did you go about turning that idea into a reality?
Yes. So actually, as I have just told you that in 2016, we started our business with the name Sanjeevani Embracing Life. Actually, we started it with the name Green Thumbs because at that time we were having just two products, that is potted plants and vermicompost. So we started with only two products with the name Green Thumbs. And then, with the response from the customers, from the parents, from the students, we turned it into a full-fledged enterprise next year, and we changed the name to Sanjeevani Embracing Life. And we have the tagline, producing, promoting, and selling eco alternatives for sustainable development. So the eponym Sanjeevani is actually an inspiration from Hinduism, which considers Sanjeevani as a divine plant that can cure and even reverse death. So our enterprise is symbolic of cure and care that is rendered by our ecopreneurs, that we fondly call them. And we are trying to reverse the damage that human beings have already caused, to the environment, to the resources around us. So now, after successfully continuing this path-breaking program, we witnessed the benefits to our students and parent community. Now we manufacture lots of different products, ranging from, a plethora of activities are organized every year with different type of products. Like we grow fresh organic mushrooms in our school and sell them. We have special festive season products for each and every festival that we celebrate in India, that India is famous for. And we have healthy multi-grain snack. We have terracotta jewelry, jute bags, paper bags, and the list is endless, really. So with the current pandemic, as we all know, here in India, the schools are still closed. We are not able to go to school, to our physical schools. So we have quickly and instantly shifted to the virtual mode. Certainly, we are still selling products that we outsource on festive season through our virtual shopping arenas and our social media accounts. Moreover, we organize some very, very interesting and entertaining fundraising programs, like we organize music concert or e-tambola, and we organize several games for our students and parent community to keep the COVID negativity at bay, because we all are in stress right now, and we are very, very unsure, we are not sure about our future. So it is very important to keep us calm and relaxed. So for that, we are organizing such games, and we have turned ourselves into the event managers as well. That is the beauty of this program. We are organizing some birthday events, anniversary parties online. Everything is going on virtual mode, and we are literally enjoying it now. So moreover, we are contributing 40% of our profits to the charity, because to support the underprivileged sections of the society is one of the main goals of our enterprise. It is business for charity enterprise. So briefly, I can say that our business is on progressive path, and everything is stable right now, including sale of products or sufficient. We have sufficient finances. We have a proficient and enthusiastic team of entrepreneurs, and we have support from the school management. So we are on the path of sustainability and growth, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you, Divya. It's interesting to hear what a wide variety of products you're selling. So you said you started with potted plants and vermicompost, and now you've branched into growing and selling mushrooms and snacks, as well as all your amazing handicrafts.
You're right.
How do you balance producing and selling such a wide range of products, and how is it that you decided on those ones?
Actually, when we were deciding about the choice of the products, every year we focus on few criteria. For example, the most important thing is we have to turn waste into wealth. That is important because we want to reduce the outsourcing of raw materials. We want to reduce the pressure on the raw materials as we are working on sustainability, as the stack program always, guide us to work for the 3 Ps. So that we follow. In order to reduce our carbon footprint, we always try to use the available resources. Like we have a plant nursery and we have waste wooden furniture, so we try to use we use that wooden furniture and redesigned it into the bird houses and dog shelters. We have a nursery, so we are growing and selling potted plants. We have a compositing pit, so we are making compost. We have a space for growing mushrooms, so we are doing that. So in this way we are trying to utilize the things that are available to us. Secondly, uplifting the society is very important for us. So the underprivileged sections of the society who do not have the exposure to the modern amenities, like the local artisans, if we talk about. So we try to help them. We try to outsource products from them so that we can promote and grow along with them. Like we outsource we make the terracotta jewelry, but we take the guidance from the local artisans. The festive season products all are eco-friendly, and we actually outsource them from these artisans only. Thirdly, the third important aspect of our enterprise is to solve the prevalent problems. It is very important because your community will feel connected to you if you try to help them. So that is what our enterprise focus on. So this is one of the most important goals. So every year we try to find out what environmental challenge or any other problem is prevalent in our vicinity. We try to have a market research on that. We try to talk to our community members. And this is the crux of running our business successfully. Because more problems you will solve with your products or services, the more we will be able to sell. That is important. It is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You can make huge profits and you can help the community and environment as well. For example, let me just explain you with an example. For example, jute bags. We added jute bags because plastics were creating nuisance in the area around us. And it is just, it is created with an intention to replace the plastic bags. So we have solved this problem in our vicinity. Secondly, we introduced glow in the dark. Glow in the dark is actually introduced to help in energy conservation. So in this way, all our products are actually focused on solving a prevalent problem in our vicinity. So because when people realize that our products are beneficial for them and for the environment both, then they face an inner compulsion to buy from us. So our noble mission of serving the people and the environment with profits made from the sales helped us to earn the goodwill of being a bona fide charity enterprise in our area.
Brilliant. I think that's a really interesting takeaway for us to highlight, that focusing on solving a community need to get connected to your customers and deliver something that they're interested in, that they want to buy so they can support your business, has been really important. But also turning waste into wealth, as you say, and making sure not to harm the environment, but to use it for the best. Just one question. You mentioned glow in the dark products. What is that?
Actually, we often see, outside our households or outside in the marketplaces, outside all the shopping areas, you can see, the signboards have that lighted signboards are there, which where, the whole electricity is wasted throughout the night. So what we tried to did is we used some materials, during our childhood, we used to play with those glow in the dark alphabets or stars and planets and all. So we tried to create them using these materials at our school only. And we started selling the nameplates. For different people ordered the nameplates from us, and we mentioned their surnames and the house number there, so that they can turn the electricity off and they can just place that glow in the dark nameplate. It will be glowing anyways, and it takes the it gets charged by using the sunlight during the day, and at night it glows. So it does not consume any electricity. So it can be a big energy saver if everybody could try to, use such things instead of turning on the electricity entire night when nobody is coming or visiting us even.
Brilliant. What a creative idea. Love it. So it would be great if you could tell us now a bit more about how you turned these business ideas into such a successful reality. And thinking especially about everything that you've learned over the last 5 years, if you could share some tips with other teachers who might be new to the School Enterprise Challenge of what it is that you've done to lead your students to run such a successful business.
Yes, actually, when we have a business idea, initially we feel that it might be difficult to implement it. Obviously, we face challenges. There are difficulties. There are hurdles, but there are some things that we have learned. I have learned as a lead teacher of our enterprise throughout all these years, and I would like to share them all with you. First of all, the most important thing that I have observed is try to involve maximum number of students in the enterprise. Your enterprise, if you're running an enterprise with only 10 students or 15 students, obviously, okay, it is good for them, but this is a wonderful program. And students, if you take it seriously, then students will be getting lots of opportunities to explore their hidden talents, and they will be developing lots and lots of skills. So try to involve maximum number of students. So with methodical planning, we were able to successfully involve large number of students in our enterprise, in the working of the enterprise, by creating ample opportunities for them and by giving them constant motivation. I can proudly say that even now, when we are running our business on virtual mode, still I'm having around 200 students in my team, and they are all successfully involved because we are organizing an array of activities, and they are all involved in some way or the other in these activities. Then second tip from my side would be try to incorporate this business enterprise with your syllabus and try to make it an integral part of your school curriculum. And that is very easy. You will be able to do it easily. We tried to incorporate our enterprise in almost 15 subjects. It seemed impossible in the beginning, but yes, we have done it. In around 15 subjects, we have incorporated it, including all the activity subjects that we were having in the school. And it actually reduced the workload of our team. And, it also relieved us from the stress of balancing academics and enterprise work. Thirdly, association with the welfare organizations. We are currently associated with many old age homes, orphanages, blind relief associations. We are, constantly visiting them. We are talking to them. We are organizing several programs to them in addition to sharing our profits. We want them to be more skilled and confident to face the world. And this is a thing that will act as a driving force for your team members. The students love to help others. They have that instinct, natural instinct to help others. So this will definitely help. This helped in our case. Then we had a good customer base. It is important to create a good, customer base. A committed and loyal customers are very, very important. It is a great asset to any enterprise. So when we are selling quality products, environment friendly products at reasonable prices, it definitely enables us to build a good customer base. We often receive phone calls inquiring about upcoming sale events. This actually shows us that yes, we have a good customer base. They are actually waiting for our new products or for our next sale event. And definitely our customer base is also helpful in publicizing our enterprise, because word of mouth is really, really an important thing, whatever social media platform you are using, but nothing can replace the word of mouth. If somebody come and tell you that this enterprise is selling very nice, wonderful products at reasonable prices, you will definitely want to try that enterprise. So that is what has happened with us actually, that because of our customer base, we got publicized, and now we have a better strength of our loyal customers. Then, one more thing that we did, we involved our parent community, because sometimes parents often come to us and they tell us that they do not want their children to participate because it is wasting their time in academics. But once you involve them and they realize that this program is actually beneficial for their child, then they will actually encourage their child to participate. They will also help you. So we involve them in different ways. For example, in our management committee, we have the parents of our team members, and they are actively involved. Like even in planning, we take their suggestion, we procure our raw materials from the parent community. They help us in arranging the venues for sale, and even we invite them for giving training session to our team members. For example, for instance, a parent is a good entrepreneur, so he can come and guide the students about that. For example, we want to sell some traditional drinks, and parents can actually come to the school. They have came to our school and they have shared the recipes and tell them how to make such drinks, so that we can do it in our upcoming sale events. So this is how their direct involvement definitely led to better sales and publicity. We witnessed it during the festive season. It was an amazing, um, situation for us, and our whole team was super elated, because parent community actually came with their dress material to get the matching terracotta jewelry, and they were asking us to match all the fabric that they are going to wear in the festive season. And we actually arranged that for them, and it gave us immense satisfaction. And finally, but the most important thing is the ownership. It is their enterprise. It is not, the school's enterprise. It is we are running an enterprise just to help our students. So according to us, if each team member has a feeling of ownership towards the enterprise, he or she will work with more zeal and enthusiasm. That will certainly lead to success of our business. Interestingly, Interestingly, the way each member went an extra mile to achieve the goals of the enterprise, like, staying extra hours in the school or working during vacations, it has made other students and staff members, including, the principal, call the enterprise as their own enterprise. We often heard, students quoting the phrase, your enterprise is doing this and your enterprise is selling these products. So it gave that satisfaction and feeling to each and every member of the enterprise that this is their responsibility, this is their enterprise, and they work with more zeal and enthusiasm for that. Each activity of our enterprise is shared with all the team members. We work with complete dedication, with the feeling that we are not working for someone else, but we are working for ourselves. This is the secret behind the success of our enterprise. We feel connected to our business.
Amazing. Divya, you shared so many wonderful points that you've just touched on there around the importance of students feeling a sense of ownership over the school business, all of the different ways that you're involving your parent community. I know it's quite common for many school businesses to sell their products to parents, but it's great to hear how you've taken it a step further and you're involving parents, supporting your students in procuring raw materials, giving training sessions on how to produce things. Absolutely fantastic. I just want to go back to a couple of the things that you mentioned earlier to ask you a bit more about them. So you said that you have 200 students involved, even as you're running your business online. That is an incredible achievement. So I'd love to hear a bit more about how you've managed to grow your business team to involve so many students, and how do you organize that? What are the roles and responsibilities, and how do you make sure that every student gets the opportunity to develop a wide range of skills?
Actually, we have several teams. So we have about 9 teams, and on the basis of the preferences of the students, their choices, their interests, we allot different teams to the different students. And moreover, we try to keep on organizing some programs frequently. It may be just for the community awareness. For example, on every important day related to environment, We definitely organize the special assemblies, virtual special assemblies, where, there is a skit, there is a musical program, there is dance. So different students are involved in different things on the basis of their interests. And moreover, we even try to give importance to the students. It is very important. For example, we organized an induction ceremony for them, even on the virtual platform. We have given them proper badges. We even plan to have their customized t-shirts and all, so that, they feel that a feeling of pride came in them. And when other students look at them, they also try to, get that badge on their shirt, and they get motivated to work. Moreover, they are not only excelling in the enterprise. If they are becoming, when they are participating in the enterprise, they are becoming more confident. Their communication skills have improved. So, many of my students are in the, they are at the important positions in the school, like they are the president, or they take the position of the club in charge, or the house in charge. They win different competitions. So this spread a positivity amongst the students in the school, and the parents also. They feel that, this is a happening thing, and every student is getting benefited. They are getting some awards, they are getting more, recognition in the school. People are knowing them. So that's how they are motivated to participate. So I get lots and lots of application when we start the selection process every year to form a new team. And we really face a tough time selecting the best ones to our team.
Wow, it's become so popular. More students want to be involved than you can even manage.
Yes, it is.
And another thing that I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned that at the beginning, when you first got involved with the program, you were a bit doubtful about how your students would be able to balance the school enterprise challenge activities with their academic studies. Sorry. But then over time now, you've linked the school enterprise challenge to 15 different subjects, which again is a huge achievement. So could you tell us a bit more about that? What subjects do you use the school business as an example in, and how?
Yes, actually, as I've told you, not only in academic subject, we have it involved with all the activity subjects. For example, music teachers know that on these occasions, on these special occasions, the students have to be, they should be prepared to present a musical program. So they keep on guiding them in their regular classes. Even the dance teacher know that. So we already tell them in advance what activities we plan to have for our enterprise. So they start preparing the students in the regular classes. They even take the students that are formally not the part of our enterprise. And next year, they then try to come in the enterprise. So this also happens. Sculpture, we have sculpture, we have art and craft classes there. The IT department of the school, they actually help us to maintain our social media accounts, or any help that we need related to IT, maybe the video editing and all. So those students help us. Then the language department, the English and the Hindi, two languages, and even Sanskrit we use sometimes. Then if we want to start with an advertisement, we tell the teachers that they can, whenever they will be teaching this topic of writing an advertisement or the letter, they use our enterprise as an example, so that students know that if they want to advertise, how they are going to write, or if they are going to write a letter. So as we want a venue for selling our product, and we want to wish to write an email or a letter, so these teachers guide the students on that. So it has become an integral part in that. The accountancy, business studies teachers, they actually use our enterprise as an example again, and they helped us, in maintaining those finances, the sales ledger and all. They actually train our students in that way. So almost in all the subjects, we are taking help from everybody. We keep on troubling every teacher now and then, and we ask them to help us in different ways.
Fantastic. So it really is a whole school initiative, all the students and the teachers involved. I'd like to just take this moment to remind everyone in the audience, in a few minutes, I'll be opening the floor up to questions to Divya from all of you. So if there's anything that you would like to ask her, that you'd like to know more about, please type your questions in the chat box now. But one more question from me for now. Divya, what would you say has been one or two of the biggest challenges that you and your students have faced over the years, and how did you overcome them?
Yes, for me, and I think for everyone who is present right now, for all the facilitators in all the schools, the biggest challenge is time management. We have to struggle. We have to juggle with the academics, with the syllabus that we have to complete, and with other activities of the school. So that was the biggest challenge for us. So designing of our products, we actually overcame it by designing our products with the help of activity teachers. We utilize zero periods every day. 1 hour zero period is there, and all the class teachers already know. We used to give the passes to all our students, all of our team members, so that class teachers may allow them to leave the classes for working, for the enterprise every morning for 1 hour when we have a zero period or the class teacher period. Then we utilize the club periods every week. Any arrangement period, team members are allowed to work for the enterprise in any arrangement period. We have kept a register outside a room. We have been allotted a separate room for doing our enterprise work, and the students put an entry, their signature, the entry time, the exit time there in the register, and they do the work, allotted work to them. And even during the summer vacation, in rotation, we call students. They are themselves motivated to come. They are very willing to come, and they come to school in rotation for 2 hours daily, and they complete the production work. So that, in vacation, we generally try to complete all the production work for all the sale events throughout the year, so that when it is the time for their examination, they are absolutely free with this work. Our products are already ready and packed for sale. Then another thing that I'm telling you, that I already told you, that we have incorporated school enterprise in the school timetable as well. Like I have told you, in the sculpture, music, dance, art and craft, all the classes, we have already allotted the work. For example, there are 3 art teachers in the school. We designed jute bags. So we have purchased the raw jute bags, and then we have divided them equally amongst the 3 teachers, and we have given them the task that we need to it to be designed by maybe after 3 months. So they keep on getting it designed in their regular classes, and then they keep on giving it back to us after designing. So our work is over. Like, we have allotted it to them. It is their responsibility now to do it in their regular classes. So this division of labor is very important. It has relieved us from devoting extra hours to design them, and also it has led to proficiency in all aspects of the project. Another example, to quote another example, we also sell paper bags. So what we did is, on Earth Day, we asked classes 5 and 6 students to design the paper bag. It was one of the activity for them, and we announced the prize for doing the best work and designing it in a best way. And with the strength of about 400 students in these classes, we are now, at least we are having a stock of 200 good paper bags that we can sell in our future sale events. So in this way, the task is divided, and our products are manufactured easily without giving much time, extra time, or devoting extra time to this. And the students do not feel this problem of juggling with academics and the enterprise work. Second challenge that we faced is dependence on some specific students for enterprise work. For example, sometimes what happens, one student is very good in video editing. We are always asking that same student to edit the video. Sometimes maybe that student is on leave, or the student has exams coming up, so he or she is not ready to do it. So it is very important that we have a staunch belief that success of any business enterprise requires multitasking on part of entrepreneurs. We are trying our best to rotate roles in different teams. so as to give them maximum exposure. Team rotas are prepared. We put them up in our room every month. Each team has 50% experienced team members and 50% members from a new team, so that they can work under the guidance of already experienced members of that team. So in this way, this gives exposure to every member of our team to imbibe overall entrepreneurial skills that are required to run a business successfully. So moreover, we have internal training programs as well. Our experienced team members keep on organizing training sessions even now on virtual mode also, when our experienced team members train the junior ones, so that they also get acquainted with the work of the enterprise.
Brilliant. Really interesting to hear how you train up the younger, newer team members to reach the level of the more experienced ones. I'm conscious of the time, so I do have some more questions for you up my sleeve. But for now, I thought we could hand over to Paula, open it up to the audience, and see what questions they have for you, Divya.
Thank you, India and Divya. This is so inspiring. I was remembering, I think we met in person a few years ago,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
it's just hearing and listening to what you're sharing, it's amazing. I hope everyone in the audience is getting that inspiration from you and how you manage to build all that success throughout the years, right? And I think, as India pointed out, you touch on key things that turn out a success for your business, that the ownership, the parents' involvement, curriculum integration, key elements that I'm sure will resonate with teachers in the audience today as well. So far, I think we are having issues today with audio. It's a funny session today. So far, we have one question from Jean-Jacques from Cameroon, and he was wondering whether your school is a private one or governmental, and if you think that plays a role in your success with your school business. So if you'd like to share your answer to that question.
Our school is a private school.
Okay.
Yes.
And
so yes, yeah. It can play an important role in the success of the enterprise, because when the school is private, then the school management is is also responsible for taking decisions. We don't have to ask anybody else. So as I have told you, our principal is very keen of initiating such programs in the school. So that's why she could easily convince the school management also, and we can get the resources easily, I think, in comparison to the schools which are run under government agency. That Great. Is a positive aspect.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Divya, for answering that. And he was also wondering if you receive any help from a local partner. I think I understood, like, from Teach Man to Fish, all this year running your business. What would you say to that?
Paula, can you please come again?
Yeah, he was wondering, I think he was wondering whether you receive any help from a local partner, any support when running your business?
Yes, no, we are not seeking any support from any other organization other than our own school. Yes, our school, our parent community, our school management, our principal, teachers, they all are with us and they have cooperated with us throughout all these years. But definitely we have not taken any help from anybody else.
Okay, great. So there's a question on the chat and I have one of my own. So I'll go with the chat one and then maybe we can wrap it up with my last one, and then we move on to the next speaker who's also waiting for her turn. So Caroline is asking, please explain a little bit more about what initially the class teacher or classroom period is meant for, because the other teachers allow their students to use it to go for the school enterprise. So can you please explain a little bit more about that initially the class teacher or classroom period, what is meant for?
Whatever I'm getting from your question, Paula, is that how, the other teachers, how they will be allowing their students to work for the enterprise, maybe that way. Okay. So it is, it all depends upon the head of the school. I would again say this, because if the head of the school feels that this program is beneficial for the students, like our school our principal always mentioned this program in all the PTMs whenever she is interacting with the parents, or whenever there is a meeting with the teachers, or she is interacting with the teachers, in both the ways. And she always emphasized that students should be allowed to go for this program. Obviously, we are not asking them to bunk the classes, but whenever there is an arrangement period, a teacher is on leave, or if it is a zero period, whenever only the class teacher is there in the class, at those times, the teacher present in the class actually put a signature on the pass that is already issued to all my team members. And then the team members are allowed to go for a specific time. As soon as the period is over, they again join back their classes.
Okay. Great, thank you, Divya. And there are plenty of comments in the chat box congratulating your work, and I think everyone being impressed on what you share. So I'm going to go with my last one, and if you allow me, I'm going to challenge you today, because hearing you, like listening to what you were sharing, I was thinking you touch a lot on students' motivation, right? You spoke about ownership, and I love when you said, it's not about that we are working for others, we are working for ourselves. And that sense of pride and everything that you share, that is so inspiring. So I wonder, what tip will you give to other teachers, or what will be your advice to other teachers to join the School Enterprise Challenge as well, to set up a school business with their students? And I'm thinking about teachers' motivation rather than students, which is an area that you share lots of, right? So what would you advise, what would you say other teachers need to do to join this movement?
You all can actually take my example. I was having a stage fear since my childhood. I wasn't able to have that public speaking skills and communication skills.
Yeah, you are.
You know, when we can say that I am today talking to all of you on this platform, it means definitely this program is doing wonders with you all. It will be doing wonders with you all also. I have improved a lot. Maybe I have my retirement plans ready. I will be ready to run an enterprise myself when I will be out of this teaching profession. So literally, you know, jokes apart, but definitely it has improved. I can see a visible change in myself now. You know, anytime if I am asked to, you know, get on the stage and interact with the students, interact with the teachers, I'm always ready now, which was not there earlier. And I could see, you know, I have become, you know, more multitasking. I am able to manage different things. I am taking my regular subject classes. I am the in charge of the environment club of the school. I'm handling that responsibility. I am the lead teacher of the enterprise. I am doing this work also, and I am successfully, I'm able to do so. Obviously, my school management is helping me. They have reduced my burden somewhere on the academics front, and they are allowing me to do all this work. But I also have the self motivation, as I was telling you, that students will develop. Now I am also having it, you know, whenever we have to put up a stall on festive season, for example, if it is Diwali or the Shara here in India, then we have to put up a stall during the evening hours, or sometimes even late nights, when, you know, there is a fair. Fairs are never organized during the during daytime. So I never, you know, tell my principal that, you know, I cannot work extra time. It is like the time for my family. I take my kids also along with me and I go and we set up the stall, and the students and me all are so super excited and motivated when we sell things successfully. So it is going to change you. Try to do it for a year and you will see definitely a visible change in your personality and your skills also.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you, Divya. And I think it sounds like you build your confidence, right? Build up your confidence, not only your students, but yours as well, in doing all the things that you haven't done before, and now you're doing them confidently. Yes. So that's amazing. Thank you so much. Let me have a look at the chat. I'm aware of the time as well. So maybe India, if you like to continue while I catch up on the chat. And thank you so much, Divya, from my side again on your share today. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
And from my side too, thank you so much, Divya. Your story is inspiring. I'm so glad that we got a chance to give you the stage and for everyone to hear from you firsthand. You're getting lots and lots of praise in the chat from people who are very happy to hear all about your wonderful experience.
Thank you, everyone.
Great. Okay, so Paula, if you wouldn't mind, there we go, switching the slide. I'd now like to welcome Radula from Shivani Model Senior Secondary School, also in India. Welcome.
Good evening and good afternoon, everyone. One who is present here. And Divya ma'am, a great going, and even you inspired me a lot. So I think even I will take a lot of experience from your side.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm expecting the same from you.
Myself, Mrudula Chawla from Shivani Senior Secondary School, Delhi, situated very near to Dwarka only, where Divya ma'am's school is there. So yeah, we are working since 2016 in the School Entrepreneur Challenge. And the same year, the day when my coordinator called me and said, like, we are having one mail from School Entrepreneur Challenge and they want to set up some business related thing. And our principal said, I don't know many things about businesses. I'm commercial background only. I'm teaching accounts and marketing subject. So he said, ma'am, can you manage all this thing? Whether we can have or we can get into this competition. I said, sir, I will try my best. Let's see what is this. Actually, your guidance, the guidance which you have attached with the mails, which you used to forward, always help us a lot, because before that, we never came to know that how we have to work out. So the guidelines which you used to attach with your mails always help us that what are the different steps we should go through.
Great.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, interesting to hear how you have a sort of similar background to Divya and that you've both been taking part since 2016, both a bit apprehensive at the beginning, but then using the resources and feeling your way through, you've come out the other side with a great school business. Could you tell us a bit more about what is your school business? What do your students sell?
Our school is like, we are situated in urban area. So like whatever the students we are getting from this group, and the group which is interacting with this means directly is from 13 to 18 years. 13 to 18 years, near about the age group. And indirectly, we are having many more students from the lower age group also, like 10, 11, 12. But directly, we are not interacting with them. Indirectly, through teachers or sub-teachers and through students, we are in contact with them. And our business is related to totally nature. Means we are focusing only on nature product. Whatever we are making, we are utilizing all the resources which we are directly utilizing from nature, trying to exploit it in the best way so that definitely our environment, we can help our environment also, and we can help our students to teach that how friendly they can with the environment. Our business exact name is A Small Step But a Big Leap, because that time we were the newcomer in this field, and my student team also, we thought we have brainstorming session for this name also. Lots of name was there with us. Lots of name was with the brand name, Nature Cart, and with the logo. We had a competition in our school. And through that competition, we came to the conclusion, right? Like this is the perfect one, which will focus Nature Cart and the drawing which they made. And this was again a part of art and craft also for students. And a small step but a big leap. So slowly and gradually we were moving toward the success of learning.
Brilliant. And just to give people an idea of the kinds of products that your students sell, you told me previously you have mango pickle, chili, lemon, organic manure, chips, home decor, cloth and jute bags and aprons, quite a big variety, like Divya as well, but actually, all eco-friendly.
Yes, actually, see, what as a business teacher, I used to give this the same thing in my summer vacation projects, which they have to submit in the month of July when we used to reopen our school previously. So when I get an opportunity with where we can work with School Entrepreneur Challenge, so idea click in mind, why not, whatever the subjects or whatever the project I was giving to my students, the same thing we can like inculcate the same thing and we can convert it into our business, because much more my student was related to this pickles, nature cart, manure, organic manure and all. And best part is this pickle, mango pickle we have in our India, we used to have in our food, lunch and dinner, everyone. So this was the very common product which is consumed by every type of community, class, lower, middle and upper class. So this is a common product which everyone used to purchase. So, and the best part is here the teacher was the grandmothers, we used to say our maternal or parental grandmothers. And they only taught us, like my students, like we are learning from our grandmothers how to prepare basic pickles, which we used to eat in our kitchens from like back. So slowly and gradually we came up with the idea of making pickles because it was a hit. Every year we had, even when pandemic is there, they were asking me whether you people are making pickles. We said, no, we have changed our pattern. That's why. But every year our principal sir, he was the only first one who was to inaugurate this fair and exhibition, and he used to buy pickle. Organic manure, that idea was not previously mine, but I got that idea because I was working with one corporate sectors indirectly, where I used to give free marketing skill speeches to them. So what happened, that particular sector was pharmaceutical company, and that company was attached with for corporate social responsibility. They have taken one project which was related to organic manure in particular society. So the same thing, when I was going through that thing, that then why are students not, why they can't learn the same thing? So I we managed to purchase terracotta pots, and we started making learning and teaching activity related to manure. Then candle, compost, eco-friendly product like jute bags, cloth bags, and because art and craft teacher, senior art and craft teachers, junior art and craft teachers, all are in our basic team. So they always used to guide, even previously she used to guide me related to some of the tips which we have to keep in mind so that I can direct to my students also.
Fantastic. And what challenges, what hurdles have you faced along the way that you've had to overcome?
See, challenges, when we are talking about challenges, yes, because when I gave a project to my student for with 2 days only, because we were having very short time in between, we are having different exam. So this was done in the starting base only, when we are having brainstorming session, then resource assessment plans, how we will do, because our basic challenge was to sell out our product only within the school campus. We were not allowed to move outside with students to sell out our product. So how to attract customers towards our school compound, because we are having teachers and parents too, direct media, one who can bring that sources along with them. So with the publicity, which is done through pamphlets and brochure, which was very cheap in that price. So the challenge was to attract new customers other than parents and regular teachers. So we were successful in that meeting that challenge, because we have seen the local customers more, which were when we used to ask them, like, whom you have recommended to come over here, from where you came to know about the sale of exhibition and all. Then they used to say some of the parents, maybe their relatives and their cousin, through students, friends, their parents. And this was a big challenge for us. Second was because we were having many local shops nearby us. The area where our school is situated, their local and very old traditional shops are also there, along with malls and departmental stores. So it was very like the product which we are selling in our school compound, the price, quality, nobody will compromise with that. So we have to keep in mind when we are writing our SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, threat, and opportunity. When we are writing that, we keep this particular thing in mind, that why people will buy our product when all these local shops are there, why they are going to buy our product. So we work on that, and that was the major challenge, to attract more and more new customers, and which should be loyal to us also.
Interesting though to hear how you've overcome it, especially for the teachers that maybe aren't so familiar with the School Enterprise Challenge, to get a flavour of the kinds of activities that your students have been through, the market research, the competitor analysis, the SWOT analysis, which just goes to show that what at first might have seemed like a challenge that you couldn't overcome, that you weren't allowed to sell outside of the school, your only customer base was the parents and teachers, you managed to overcome it. So fantastic work from you and your students. I'd like to hear now a bit more about the impact that the School Enterprise Challenge has had on you and your students. What would you say has been your proudest moment or your biggest achievement through taking part in the program?
Actually, things changed into reality. Like it was a big, like something, a dreams comes true for students, my students. First time they have ever seen that their pickle, which they used to make for their project previously, only a bottle. And now they are making number of bottles of pickles with labeling, brand name, and everything, ingredient, which is a part of our business studies. Even we used to make accounts, like accounts, profit and loss, balance sheet, we used to make everything. The same thing we are keeping on a table where people are asking them, students, how you made this pickle? They're asking, means they were getting a recognition, which we are not getting previously only. It was only up to me for giving marks and up to CBSE. Previously, nobody knows what work they were, only under the school compound. So the recognition on the part of students was very noticeable, because parents was praising them a lot, teachers were praising them a lot, and wonderful job. Even at the counter only, there was a group of parents used to like encircle them and ask, beta, how you have made this manure? Tell, okay, what about this pot? How you used to, can you show us the pot where kitchen waste can be put up? Then everything they were asking. And I prepared them before also, like students, whatever you are keeping on your table, everyone is going to ask you how long you are preparing it, how you are making it. And the best part is the revenue which they have generated, the profit which they have made. So because we have already taught them how to calculate profit also, because cost and revenue accounts, everything we're going through that. So the profit, a part of profit you are going to give for, like we used to give for corporate social responsibility, it is your business responsibility, business social responsibility. So that part of profit by their hand, when they hand over to one of the NGO, which is known as DCCW, which is in our area only, is very big organization, NGO, where handicapped people are there, where very below poverty line people are, kids are there, they are giving teaching there, and the part of profit they have handed over to them. So they were so energetic at that time. Ma'am, we got recognition. We are handing over our income. This is our income. We have earned. And ma'am, next year also we will do the same. Okay, yes, definitely we have to submit all this thing to school entrepreneur, then see what we will get. Then after getting bronze level medal, first when we used to get certificate, then even my morale was boosted at that time. Okay, by seeing that certificate, definitely we people was like, our principals are handed over the certificate to each and every student, like in that stage, which you can see in desktop right now in your, see that is stage, backside stage is there. He called each of the student, which took 1.5 hours to hand over the certificate, because it was a great job for student also, for management, and for me also.
Wow, amazing. It's so interesting to hear about all of the different ways that your students have become more motivated through the program. the recognition from the people they've been selling to, other teachers, the certificates, being able to donate their profits to a good cause, all sorts of things. Fantastic. Does anyone in the audience have any questions for Mridula? We've only got about 10 more minutes left for questions before we're going to go into an activity and breakout rooms. So please do type them in the chat now.
India, I've seen a raised hand before, but now I see it's no longer there. So if any of you, I don't remember who raised the hand, but if you like to ask a live question, we still have, as India said, a few more minutes. So you're welcome. If there's anything you like Mridula to expand on, anything that you like to learn more about her school business, this is your chance to get all the information from her, right?
In the meantime, I have one more question for you, Mridula. Over the last 5 years, you must have gained so much experience in facilitating experiential learning and a program like the School Enterprise Challenge. So what would be some of your tips for a teacher who might be new to the program, who's just starting out? What do you wish you'd known at the beginning?
See, very practically, when we are talking about to set up any of the business, see, this is a part of school academic also. That's a very practical, when the same thing, we are converting this academic session into business, then I can suggest you to have always, even we have many much more ideas with us. First, always have a brainstorming session with students and try to, what I feel, once I conducted brainstorming session, and the next time, the same week, when I conduct again brainstorming session, I get much more idea. When I ask students that why you didn't tell before this, they said, ma'am, we when night we were sleeping, we were scrolling with the same idea. This can be done. This whether this can be done practically. Okay, everything is possible. You give me idea, like if. But second thing is, you have to see the resource assessment, which is very important for any school, because sometimes our dreams are very, like, we used to dream, but to fulfill that dream, we should have certain resources with us. We should have certain base with us in our school, which is manageable. Important thing is, it is manageable within the school campus and within the permission of your management, because we are dealing at last with the students which are the age group of below 18, where we have to make them learn about 3 P's, which are very important, which even I have learned. That is planet first. I always insist my student to make sure that you are not hurting your environment. Even our government, our prime minister also insists always to have everything which can be vocal to local, which means that you can take an initiative to encourage your students, encourage to develop their skill other than academic. Second thing, the third point is to carry your feasibility study, which is very, very important. Feasibility means how profitable will your business will be if the same thing you are implementing. So 3 ways you can check out: technical way, financial way, and economical way. Technical way means all the resources technically which we need, whether it can be a small tool or can be large machine, whether it will be easily available for you with the budget you have. Second, financially, how much budget you have, or if you're a startup business, from where you are going to arrange your budget. From your school management is going to help, from student fund, from your parents, from where you are collecting this fund, from where you will get money. That is very, very important, finance. Third thing is economic, which is best part is, if there will be demand, then only you are going to make your product. Otherwise, everything will be in waste. So you have to carry on with the market research, which you can make in questionnaire form, sample survey. And nowadays, as we are online, I'm making my student to have a Google form. So they will have a Google form, and wherever they can reach, they can have their Zoom meeting with all the the questionnaire, and even they have WhatsApp video call, and they can ask questions, and then they can share. Market survey is very important before starting any of the project or any of the business, because a small mistake, a small, like if we're ignoring a small points related to market can be dangerous or can be a failure for our business. So market research, then what I realize is 4 P's, which I teach my students, newcomer students every time: product, price, place, and promotion, which you have to keep in mind. Product, like we have given a nature card, we can change it after some time. Even we can change our brand name, but we have to register it. Here we are doing registering with our school entrepreneur challenge, teach a man to fish only. So what should be label, what should be the content of labeling, ingredients. So take your product in your house, take any bottle, jam bottle or sauce bottle, Maggie packets, and see what are the ingredients, what are the batch number, then what are the important instruction to be given. Everything comes under P. Like what should be the packaging, what should the type of product, type of packaging it will. This way, then grading, standardization, very, very important, which we have to decide after all market research. Or before market research also, you can do the same thing. That is onograms, means you have to make one your organization structure. If you are dealing with single product, you can make functional only. If you are dealing like us, divisional product, you can have your divisional function structure, where each department head of the student will tackle one of the department, and they will have their more middle level, then lower level, means subordinate in the form of students team only. Then they can have a rotation. Risk assessment table is also one of the, yes, risk assessment table is also one of the very, very important, because everything which we are dealing, again, I'm telling you, we are dealing with students with the age group of 18 and below 18, where they are not having that much maturity level, which we have to tackle the risk. So any risk which is attached with your product, with your business, with the making of business, or when you are doing market research or preparing any of the product, you have to assess everything personally, not leave anything on student part, whether they are age group of 17, 18 or 16. Then you, what my fundamental is, what I applies is PDCA. That is my, what you can say, a part of strategy. Plan, do, check and act. First plan, then try to do, then check it, analyzes, which is very important. Controlling part. Controlling part is very important. Check whatever you have standardized, things are there or not, then act on it, then try to finalize the thing. And even I can suggest one more thing, which even I feel is very important, that survey, monkey survey you can do, because people are basically confused with marketing and market survey. Market survey and marketing survey, which my student was also, my teachers was also. Market survey and marketing survey is two different things. When you are doing survey of market, it means you are trying to collect, analyze quantitative data from your potential customers, which can be your customers. And on the basis of that, make a calculation, tally marks, histogram, bar diagram, whatever you are making, and try to come to conclusion whether this is suitable for your students, your school, or within your compound or not. Or you are only dreaming about that. So don't dream, come make it into reality. And second thing is, if you're doing marketing survey, it means you are trying to identify all the problems which comes in your way, that we can have it with 4 P's: promotion, transports, resources, price selection, everything.
Can I just chip in? I think it's amazing. I love how you bring everything down to earth, right? Like, I think you align what you're sharing with the real products to real people, and it's a real business, right? And thinking about the difference that you were explaining, India, maybe we can recruit her for the upcoming series, right? Mm-hmm. Where we are going to be covering marketing in more detail. But I love the way you touch on everything that we covered so far on our webinars, in terms of resource assessment, feasibility study, SWOT analysis. You mentioned organogram as well. You are bringing it all together, which for me at least makes a lot of sense. So thank you so much, Ridula, for sharing all that experience, all that wealth of knowledge and experience from all these years to the session today. India, I'm aware of the time. Maybe we need to move on to the activity. And again, the invitation is open, right? For the next webinar, probably we might reach out to you and invite you to share some of those tips. Who knows?
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ridula. It was a pleasure to have you here and hear about all your great experience.
Thank you so much.
So now that we've heard from both of the guest speakers, Divya and Ridula, we wanted to give you all in the audience some time to debrief and reflect on what you will take away from today's session. We'll be doing this reflection in small groups in breakout rooms so that you can connect, share your takeaways with some of the other teachers here today. So let me first just explain briefly how breakout rooms work. You will be assigned to a breakout room and moved there automatically. And at the end of the activity, you will be automatically moved back to the main room. In the breakout room, if you can, please do turn on your microphone and even your camera if you would like to, so that you can interact with the other teachers. Remember, you'll only get out of this webinar what you put in. So we really encourage you to get actively involved in the discussion with your peers. If you do need assistance from myself or Paula, you can click on the Ask for Help button and then invite host. But please only do that if you actually need our assistance, because we don't want to jump in and interrupt your discussion. So in the breakout rooms, I think we will have 8 minutes for this activity.
5, maybe?
5, okay, 5. Sorry, I'm just waiting for you to click, Paula.
Sorry.
Right, so we've got 2 questions for you. If you are already running a school business, then we would like you to think about what one action will you take from today's session that will help you make your school business a success? What one action will you take away? And if you haven't run a school business yet, then the question is, what inspired you most from today's session?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Jean-Jacques from Cameroon. Yes. I would like you to have your proposition. I was a bit not in the meeting now, but I know what is asked. How to do, what we can do to make our business be more powerful. Yes. So if you have some proposition, I think for me is to go. Yes, for me is to go and look for a wider market. Shops, for example, which are in the not quite near the school, but other places, like shops in cities. Yes, to go and make that proposition to that shops to put our product and to sell them. Yes, that's what I can say for me. That's my proposition. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are running the breakout room activity. So if you like to share that with your peers in the room, I think you'll get most of the discussion happening with your colleagues. So we'll invite you to join the session and share that insight with your colleagues.
Okay.
If that's okay.
I thought I was with my group because
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, join the room and then
join them.
Yeah, exactly. We are just sorting out all the technicalities. Sorry about that.
Okay, welcome back everyone from the breakout rooms. I hope you enjoyed the opportunity to discuss in your small groups what actions you will take away, and that you found this session as inspiring as me and Paula did. I'm really sorry for the technical problems today, which meant that we don't want to overrun, but we are at the end of today's session, I'm afraid. So all that remains is for us to say a very big thank you to our speakers, Divya and Radula, all of you in the audience for getting involved and sharing your questions, making today's session interactive. And to close today's session, as always, we have a link to a survey to share with you, which Paola will post in the chat box now. When you fill in the survey, you will then be emailed your certificate of attendance. So please, please, please make sure to type your name and your email address correctly so that you receive your certificate by email. And while you're doing that, let me tell you that this is the last webinar in our series, but we have 3 more exciting webinars coming up for you later this year in September and October. So please keep an eye on our social media channels, and we will also email all of you to invite you to the next webinars in the series, and we hope to see you there. But for now, if you've already clicked on the link to the survey, then I don't want to keep you any longer, conscious of your time. So you're very welcome to leave the session now. And we will, of course, also be sending you the link to the survey by email after today's session.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. And we look forward to seeing you again on Thursday, if you'd like to hear more about Divya and Rindula. And otherwise, as India said, September, October, that's when Series 2 comes to play. So we look forward to seeing you on 3 new topics, marketing being one, right? So yeah, exciting.